Welcome to Beauty and the Biz. Discover how to grow your practice with effective cosmetic patient attraction, conversion, and retention advice from author, speaker, trainer, and cosmetic practice business and marketing coach, Catherine Maley, MBA.
Hello and welcome to Beauty and the Biz, where we talk about the business and marketing side of the cosmetic practice. I'm your host, Catherine Maley, author of Your Aesthetic Practice, What Your Patients Are Saying, as well as consultant to cosmetic practices to get them more patients and more profits. Now, today's episode is called 3 Ways to Turn Your Patients into Raving Fans. And I've been beating this drum for, almost 20 years now. And I just think, if you call me crazy, but it seems to me it's always been a lot easier to get your current patients to brag about you to their friends who then refer you and they come in and say yes. That just seems a whole lot easier than going out and going into that big internet world and trying to find somebody who wants your services. It's also a lot cheaper. It's a lot more fun in your practice when you're doing a consultation with somebody who already is pre-sold on you, instead of, what it's like when you have a stranger patient and they're looking at you with the 9s, or what it's called, the 11s, the forehead frown, and they don't trust you, they don't know you, they're listening to you but questioning everything you're saying because they don't have any pre-frame. So I really believe that a lot more effort should be put into word-of-mouth referrals and raving fans than brand new stranger patients. I know for a fact it's easier. Every practice in the past was always grown this way. And now for some reason with the new world, I realize everyone's got to do external marketing, but it will never go away. A girlfriend or a family member talking to another girlfriend or a family member will always be your fastest path to new business growth. It just is. It's an A to B, point, rather than the zigzagging all over the place, the clicking and the calling, and they call you and they call everybody else. So in this one, I just want to focus on, let's remember that this would be an easy, faster, cheaper way to do it. And there are easy ways to it. So that's what I'm going to talk about today, about how to do that. And I'm just going to give you 3 ideas because I swear that's where all your leverage is. You want a patient for a lifetime, not one time, right? And so here's what I know. I've studied marketing forever. And one thing they always say is the Pareto, is it called Pareto or Pareto or whatever? The 20-80 rule. It's true here, just like everywhere else. 20% of your patients would absolutely spend more with you, refer more patients to you, and return more often if given the opportunity. If you would focus some of your efforts and budget on making that happen, that's a much easier way to grow a practice. So here are 3 ideas. Now here's my first one. And I call this the Aesthetic Advisory Board. And I got this from the business world. When I was in corporate a million years ago, there was always an advisory board for the corporation. I worked for big Fortune 500 companies, and they always had these killer people on their boards who helped them. They met quarterly or whatever they met, and they would help them grow the practice. Well, I thought, why the heck don't we do that? Or not the practice, the business. But why don't we do that for our industry? So I call it the Aesthetic Advisory Board. And here's what you would do. You would carefully, with your coordinator, select 25 of your favorite patients. Now, your favorite patients are the ones who spend the most with you, sing your praises every chance they get. They're friendly to your staff. They love you, would never go anywhere else. And, who would be better than that? So you pick 25 of them. You can go bigger, but for your first advisory board, just stay at 25. Now you have your coordinator call them personally and invite them to be part of your new aesthetic advisory board. And just tell them, this is about growing our practice with people just like them, with patients just like them. And it's a really, we're inviting you to a dinner, and all we ask is that you bring a friend that would be new to the practice. So basically, you're just inviting them to a dinner, okay? Now, in this case, you do have a nice dinner, and I would put some money into this because you're going to get a lot of return out of it. So you have a dinner for 50 people. 25 are your patients. The other 25 are their friends. I would also have your staff on hand to make sure they're capturing everything that's going on. And I would also have a couple of current patients planted, ready to help get the ball rolling. The dinner needs to be nice. I believe there needs to be wine and or alcohol because it helps loosen everybody up because they're all strangers and they don't know each other. It's very helpful to have circles where there are tables of 6 so they can talk with each other during dinner and get more comfortable. And then you're going to give a presentation, and it's not long. You don't go on and on. It's the face time that they want with you. So you do, but you are the authority and the credible resource for them. So you just give a talk showing lots of before and after photos of what's going on in the aesthetic world. Things are changing quickly. We've got surgical, non-surgical, everything in between. So you just, give them an update on that. Now you talk for maybe, 20, 25 minutes. And now you say, so let me explain why we're here. I'm watching the world of internet marketing in our plastic surgery industry, and I'm not liking where it's going. I don't want to play that game because I just think it's a waste of my time and effort. I think I'm a very great surgeon, and I want to grow my practice organically with other patients just like you. So I'd like you to do me a favor. As part of my advisory board, can you please help me with ideas on how would you go about growing my cosmetic practice? Now that's where the wine kind of helps because some people are scared to death of public speaking. And so you really need everybody to relax. And that's why I have a couple of patients planted in the audience to get the ball rolling. And then your staff has got to be on top of this, taking notes of everything people are saying because it's a brainstorming session. So there's no bad idea. And they'll get more creative as they go because they will start, they'll listen to somebody else and then that'll give them an idea of another thing that they know. So you're looking for who they know, what connections they have, what lists they have access to. And it's amazing when you do this. I have watched things that happen like somebody's sister was the station manager at the local TV station. And so she, introduced the doctor to that. Somebody else got him a guest spot on a blog. It was a mommy blogger, and he wanted to talk about mommy makeovers. Somebody else did have like an Instagram following of, 40,000 people. So that was nice. Some owned, somebody else owned an exclusive retail shop, and she said she has a beautiful list and they could do some kind of cross promotion. And it just goes on and on. You just never know when you get a whole bunch. Now think about this. There are 50 women in the room. That is a lot of connections. So after that, you want to thank them. So the 25 women who are given a customized black card, and it's their VIP card for being the aesthetic advisory board. I took this idea straight from the airlines. I don't know if you travel much, but I do. I play that game very well because I want to get on the plane first. I want to get off the plane first. I want to get my bag on. And when there's a problem, I want to call the hotline. So I pay dearly for the loyalty of American Airlines, who sucks actually. I can't remember the last time I got where I was going on time. And there's a connection everywhere. So the connections are always tight and it's a joke, but you have to hook up with somebody. It used to be United and they were even worse. So now I'm with American and I don't really have any choice anymore. But the point being, we want to be treated special to then become your raving fan, because now that raving fan is bigger than just a regular patient. They're your sales ambassadors. So the VIP card, keep it simple. It's only for the year and you will reevaluate it next year, but put some perks on there that others don't get. So here are some examples. You can have last minute Botox appointments, free monthly peel. They're invited to private events that nobody else is. They get 10% off skincare products. You could even have free shipping so they don't have to come in because they're already loyal. They're not going anywhere. If you happen to be in a city, you could offer them valet parking. Just make it special so they're getting perks that others aren't. Now, what do you do with their 25 friends who are new to your practice? Well, now you offer them a Get to Know Us gift card. And it's a good card. It's like a $100 Get to Know Us gift card. On that gift card is your private phone number and a private email. The goal is you want them to have a visit to your office, have something done, go through your entire process, and report back to you their findings. What was their experience like? And do they have any ideas, suggestions, recommendations about how their experience in your practice could have gone better? Okay? Trust me, this was a little work, but the rewards will pay off dearly for several years after this. You just have to do the effort up front and then keep the ball rolling. So here's my idea number 2 for how to create raving fans. You have a photo shoot party. Frankly, I would do this on a Saturday rather than an evening because you need people relaxed. So probably a Saturday is your best bet. Or maybe you have one like on a Thursday night and one on a Saturday and give people the choice. So now you want to invite anybody who recently had a surgical procedure done by you. And when I mean recently, it's like, invite more than you need because you're going to, a lot of people aren't going to be able to do it or won't want to do it. So you need enough to, make this happen because the goal here is to get social proof. So you're having a photo shoot party and you make it really fun. It's got free food. Again, free alcohol seems to work very well to loosen people up. And you're going to invite a really well-known in your community hairstylist from a really cool salon, a makeup artist who's also well-known in your community, and a videographer that you can get anywhere. There's a bunch of unemployed wedding videographers available, so you can get one of them. And you make it really fun. You can even have a retail shop who offers like clothing, like just like maybe the shirts or the earrings, any vendors that you have that could also become your good referral sources. And because they'll appreciate this because you're getting them in front of a lot of new potential clients for them. And you appreciate them because they're glamming up your patients for the photo shoot. So the videographer is going to first take just still shots like before and after photos. Now, some of you get caught up on, but you're supposed to take before and after photos without makeup. And you do that anyway. This is different. I actually like to turn this into wall art. And hear me out on this one. You get some really cool shots. You could even have them like reading a book or having tea or meeting with a friend, just some fun photos. You could even have them leaning against a wall outside or sitting in a park, if you want to go that far. But the point being, a typical cosmetic patient typically does have their makeup on and they are doing things. They're shopping, they're being with friends, they're being social. So then you would take that photo and turn them into wall art in your office, and you would have a little banner with a saying from them, something like a quote, like, "I love my new look." Do you know what I mean? So it's not your typical before and after photo, which are fantastic, and you still want to do those as well, but this is an addition to that. So now you've got the still shots. If you can get them, you want to videotape their story. And everybody loves a story. That's why when we were little kids, we always wanted somebody to read us a story, right? We loved the beginning, the middle, and the end. So interview your patients who are willing to do this. But here's the thing. You have to prep them because most people are not comfortable when you stick a big camera in front of their face and they have to ad lib like I have to do right now. It's not comfortable. You don't just do this. It's really awkward, actually. So make it easy for them. There are 2 ways to do that. Either review the points ahead of time with them or interview them. So as they're going along, you're just going to interview them. Now, here's a good patient story. What was the pain they were in? Like, what were they really uncomfortable with? Why did they choose you? Because that's why other patients are going to choose you. What was their experience like with you? And this is where they loved you, they were relaxed, they were comfortable throughout the whole journey, the staff took great care of them. And then lastly, the crescendo is, and how much has it changed their life and transformed their life for the better? And we're trying to get emotion in this because this really is transformational. And that's what patients gravitate towards. The stories of other patients just like them helps them also make the move to surgery. Now, in addition to that, I would have a social media booth set up, and you go to Amazon and you get a customized backdrop. In today, you know how they do that on the red carpet? They always have that, the red velvet thing, but then they have the red backdrop and all the cameras are taking pictures on it. And in the back, they have everyone's logos. Well, you can have your logo, but be sure to have also your website URL and any of your Instagram, like your hashtags and all of that. Have that on there, because what you want is the patient to go into your social media booth and take photos with you, take photos of their before, after, their before pictures, and shoot it out into their social media channels. All of that just helps them become a raving fan, talking to all their friends and fake friends online. Now, here's the last strategy. This is for the post-op visit. I would say the post-op visit is almost more important, or as important, as the initial consultation when you're trying to create raving fans. And here is the objective. For a post-op visit, it's always, of course, to get before and after photos, especially if they didn't come to the photo shoot. But it's also to get reviews, get referrals, and get them to return again. So don't you oftentimes have trouble getting them to return for their photos? Because you know what happens? And I've had plenty of surgery. I often don't show up when I'm happy. It's when there's a problem. Then you can see me again. But otherwise, everyone's not, the ones who are the happiest are not the ones dying to come back again, because they're busy people and they're just moving on with their lives and they're loving things. It's the unhappy that keep showing up. Isn't that right? So you want to make sure you don't let that slide. You need to see the patient again, and you don't want to wait too long. You need them to be ecstatic about their result. If you wait too long, they're already used to their result and it's just become part of their life. And the emotion that they felt initially is going to dissipate. So timing is so important. Get them back in. Obviously right away, like within the first 1 or 2 weeks, but then when they're healed, like let's say, and I'm just generalizing, let's say by the 3rd week, get them back in, because that's when they're healed. It's all gone. The bruising, they've already forgotten. I think it's like having a baby. You already forget how bad it was, so you're ready to do it again. That's when you need to catch them. And as the surgeon, you need to thank them for being, for choosing you. And if they wouldn't mind, would they please help you out to grow your practice by giving you, a review or reviews to help other prospective patients, get the same feelings and results that you have gotten. And then you pass them off to the staff. And by the way, the staff, when they call to make the post-op appointment to help get them in, the staff's going to say, we have a thank you gift basket waiting for you. And I got to tell you, I know it's a bribe, but it's a good bribe, because you would do this all day. To get this raving fan, the thank you gift basket would be full of things like your skincare products, maybe a fun candle, like little tchotchkes from your practice. And then be sure to put a gift card in there for a free skincare treatment, or maybe a little Botox or something. And it's your way of saying thank you to them. Now, here's what kicks in. It's the law of reciprocity. When you give somebody a gift or you do something nice for somebody, they are compelled to do something nice back to you. So this opens them up for additional favors. So also in the gift basket is a post-op note card. And the note card, when they open it up, it says thank you. And it has their before and after photos in there. And you just use a little like Instamatic kind of printer, that prints out like the 4x6 cards, and the greeting cards are usually like 4x6, I think. Yeah, so they match. And so you give them their photos. That gives them the alternative to show their photos to everybody they know or only 3 of their best friends. And I guarantee most of them will take those photos, and you think they're not going to show them to anybody. I don't know any female on the planet who can keep a secret like that. They will be showing them to somebody. But when you're handing it to them, you're not forcing anything. You're just giving them the option. Here are your photos, enjoy them. And in this thank you note, it also has a couple new patient gift cards. And this is for them to pass to their friends. And the gift card is a $75 gift card to their friend to also experience your services. And there's no strings attached. So you have the thank you note, you have their before and after photos, and you have a couple gift cards, and leave it at that. Now, in addition to that, you want to have a simple process for them to give you a review. Here's the thing about the reviews. You're trying to make it easy for them, but not everybody is up on the technology. So you've got to do everything humanly possible to give them the instructions of exactly how to do a Google review, or exactly how to do, I know nobody likes Yelp, but the consumers like Yelp. So why not, instead of fighting it, why not, get a good Yelp review and make that happen, organically, by helping the patient do that. So I've often come up with, not often, I do it a lot. I actually literally have a patient review kit that I would put in the gift basket. And all the kit is you're just making this up yourself. The kit is a thank you instruction sheet. It says, would you please share your story? And it has the sentences to start them off with so they can write a good review. And it's what I said before, the patient story. This is the pain I was in. This is why I chose Dr. Best. This is why you're going to choose him. This is what the process was like, and I couldn't have been happier throughout my journey. I was comfortable throughout all the stages, and this is how great my life is now. So you help them write that, because otherwise it becomes a homework assignment for them, and nobody wants to write because they don't know what to say. So help them with the complete sentences. Otherwise, you're going to get a 5-star that just says "love you." And that's not what we read. As a prospective patient, we're reading all the long stories. We're reading all of that because we're trying to find out, gosh, is this the right decision to make? Okay. Now, I do know a lot of you have those iPads in the office, and they're run on a platform, a review platform. I won't mention the vendor, and it's fantastic. It's a great way to get reviews. However, the downside is, you're making them sit in the office and do the review right now before they leave, but there's a chance they're in a hurry, and there's a chance they're going to feel some resistance to that because they don't want to be forced to do it. They just want to do it if they want to do it. But sometimes they'll do it anyway, but they're just going to say the "love you," and then they're off. And they'll give you 5 stars, but there wasn't a lot of punch to it. Here's one suggestion. Give them a Starbucks card and, enjoy a cup of coffee while you're doing it, or give them, and they can go down their street, but then they take your iPad with them, but that doesn't make sense. So, personally, I always put the Starbucks gift card in the review kit that they're going to take home with them. But if you're going to have them do it in the office, at least give them a cup of coffee or tea or something while they're doing it, or give them some, cookies or something to help them stay put and do it. And here's what else I would suggest. It's tough to type on an iPad, so why not go to Amazon and order one of those iPad keyboards and give them like a little desk to sit at or a little counter to stand at, and that will make it easier for them to type. And then, of course, have some kind of laminated guide next to it explaining how they, the simple 1, 2, 3 instructions for how to do it on the iPad. Okay? Because here's the quickest, easiest way to get more patients and get Raving fans and more procedures. You get your current patients to love you because they love you, they love your staff, they love their result. They want to return again and again. They want to refer again and again. And they want to give you reviews, and they want to give you social proof. Because here's the bottom line. Retention is the new patient attraction strategy for the smarter cosmetic practice of today. Gosh, I hope you hear that. So if you enjoyed this, of course, I always love you to subscribe and talk about subscribing. There's nothing easy about subscribing half the time on these darn things. So I hope we've made it easy for you to subscribe. If not, you can go to iTunes and subscribe there. Otherwise, you can go to my website and we do have a button there for you to subscribe. Also, I'd appreciate if you share this with your staff, with your colleagues, with your friends. Also, please, I look forward to your comments and your questions. I'm here to help. And you can always follow me on Instagram, and that's at Catherine Maley, MBA. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you again.
We hope you found valuable insight on this episode of Beauty and the Biz. For more episodes, tools, and Catherine's free book, visit www.catherinemaley.com. That's www.catherinemaley.com. And be sure to subscribe to get the latest practice building strategies delivered to you. And don't forget to share this Beauty and the Biz podcast with your staff and colleagues.